not her, but her boyfriend, right? They're
Oh
still
boy.
dating.
Right.
So basically, like two of my best friends are like close friends with this girl's boyfriend.
Hmm.
So throughout the school year, I've kind of had classes with him for like 2 trimesters. So like I kind of interacted with him a little bit, but I kind of just played nice, you know? I kind of was under the assumption he doesn't like me, I don't like him, I play nice. Keep
Hmm.
the peace.
Right. No need to start any
Um,
trouble.
and we act chill with each other, so I'm like, whatever, we leave it how it is.
Yeah.
So, one of our friends, actually, it wasn't even someone that I was too close with.
More like an acquaintance of yours?
Kind of, like, for a while, that's kind of what he was, like, kind of friend, kind of acquaintance.
Hmm.
And then, I don't even know what it was, but, like, we randomly got, like, a little closer. He invited me to his grad party, I invited him to mine. He
Hmm.
came to mine, and, like, uh, a group of us stayed till, like, midnight and chatted. And
Hmm.
then he stayed even later after everyone else left, and me and him had like one-on-one conversation till like 3 a.m. It was actually like super chill and nice, but like we got close after
Hmm.
that, and so he invited me to like the sleepover at his place, and the boyfriend in question was there because he's
Hmm.
part of that group.
Right.
So everyone goes to sleep except for like me, the boyfriend, and um
That one guy.
not him, but it was actually a
Oh.
different friend of theirs as well that I didn't know of his existence before this. But we always stay up playing like Call of Duty in the like till like 6 a.m. or some
Wow.
well,
Yeah.
4 a.m. But it was like late as hell. So and then we clear up all the misconceptions because that's what it all was. It was a
Hmm.
shit ton of misconceptions why we hated each other.
And it's like,
And
hey, you're not so bad. Yeah, you too.
he's like, yeah, like, I never, like, really, like, hated you. I didn't really like you because of that fact. And then I was like, yeah, no, like, for a while I didn't like you because of how you felt towards me and for the reasons. But after dating someone, I kind of understand those reasons and whatnot. And I didn't really feel any malice towards you. And, like after that night, we were, like, fucking bros. Like, it's crazy. And he even ended up inviting me to his like grad party. That was like the next day or whatever. I was like, oh, this is sick. Um, but yeah, no, like we cleared up several misconceptions and whatever. So fast forward to his grad party. Of course, his girlfriend's there. So
Mm-mm.
I kind of there was a really awkward moment. I'm basically sitting with my other friends in this group. She walks up to the table and she's like, "Hey Dylan, hey Evan," and then looks at me and it's like, "Hey Michael," and I'm like, "Hey Katie." Um, I didn't talk to her besides that. She'd come over a couple times to our group and I'd make like a couple little quips.
Hmm.
How I usually would back when we were actually friends.
Right.
Um, Eventually some people leave and like we actually have some one-on-one talk. And we did more of clearing up misconceptions. And it turns out like a lot of the things that were said,
We're
according to
lies.
her anyways, according to her, weren't true. Or weren't the full truth.
The
So she
full
said that she
truth.
never actually hated me. She started with that. She said that she never actually hated me.
Hmm.
Um, Not even like there wasn't like she said there's never really a time where like she like even disliked me, just like felt awkward about me, which is
Hmm.
reasonable. Um, and then she like talked about like the part where like she said I was a pussy. She said that she like completely understood and even thought it was funny that I mixed it up and was like laughing about it.
So where did all this come
Um,
from? He was that friend of
So
yours,
the
wasn't it?
pussy part, right?
Yeah.
Apparently, he went up, like, they were talking, because, back then they were friends.
Hmm.
Apparently they were talking, and, like, he jokingly said that, like, oh, yeah, he must have, like, chickened out of going to your grad party.
And then somehow that turned
And
into
then
pussy out.
she turned back and was like, oh, yeah, he must have, like, I think he may have even said chickened out, and I turned it into pussied out, but same meaning, just a little
Yeah.
harsher. And then, so she, like, jokingly says back, like, oh, yeah, he must have chickened out, or whatever. Wasn't actually being serious, but then he relays it to me, acting like she was serious.
Shit.
So, I feel like a large part of the... Here's the thing. Either she's lying to me about what she actually said back then, or he dramatized things to me. One of the two fucked up. And honestly, I'm never gonna get
a clear answer.
I'm never going to get the truth, like what truly happened, because I could go into this. This is another complete saga that doesn't really have anything to do with me. They're like basically my best friend and her, while they used to be like best friends, they hate each other now. They had their own whole fucking drama thing.
What the hell happened with that?
You want me to get into it?
Well, why don't we finish this? Let's finish this up after, or let's start on that after we finish this first drama up. So now I can keep track.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much the basis of it. I mean, we cleared things up. We're chill now. Like, I even got invited to a sleepover at her boyfriend's house, and it was like me, him, and Evan, which is the kind of mutual friend that we had sleepover at his house before, and who stayed at my grad party till 3 a.m. And shit, when I slept over at Luke, is the boyfriend's name, by the way. Let's make things a little easier to understand. So, I slept over at Luke's house, and I mean, shit, me and him were up, like, watching this movie till, like, 6 a.m. Like, I was fucking dead, but, like, it was a great time.
So worth it.
Yeah, and, like, I mean, Evan, he fell asleep, like, at the latest, like, 3 a.m. or so. Like, he clocked out early, like he normally does. It might have even been 1 a.m., if I'm being honest. Me and Luke went at it for a fucking while. We were up late. But, but yeah, I mean, we're chill now, and I'm chill with Katie, which is the, girl I used to like. So, that's all good. What basically happened between Brandon, who's my best friend and that I've been mentioning, and Katie, is that Katie has a best friend named Sydney. Basically, like, towards the end of second try, junior year, going all the way back, I actually started liking Sydney. Her best friend, I know. And I told Brandon about this. And what, unbeknownst to me at the time, about a week beforehand, before I told him this, he actually started developing feelings for her as well. So, we go about a month later, and, I'm telling him that, I like her, whatever, and we're going to the gym together at the time, and I had no idea, but he basically orchestrated. So there's two people I kind of went to the gym with regularly. My friend Dylan and Brandon. So he basically made this whole plan with Dylan to get me to go to the gym after school so that he could be there at the same time. And then he was going to basically signal Dylan to leave us so that he could talk to me one-on-one, right? So that he could tell me that he liked Sydney and that he was going to ask her to prom. So he basically tells me, he knows I like Sydney, he tells me that he's going to ask Sydney to prom. And he told me that he had no intention of acting on his feelings for her, and that he technically liked her before I did. Um, but he found out that she likes him back, which is reasonable. I mean, they like each other, even though I like her. I mean, if I'm in his situation, I'm doing the exact same thing. I'm being real with my friend. I'm like, hey, look, we like each other. I'm gonna date her.
And that's reasonable. I mean, at that point, yeah. To be honest, you never really had a chance if that was the case.
Well, exactly. It's like, what's the point in me,
getting over a fight that you're not going to win,
knowing that she's never going to like me back, and I'm just keeping them apart? Like, no, it makes no sense. So he's real with me. He lets me know. I'm like, hey, I really appreciate it. Don't worry. Doesn't mess anything up between us. We good. So this plays into the drama because fast forward to right before our senior year, the end of our summer. Essentially, Brandon is kind of, if I'm being honest, he'll tell a story one way. I feel it's mostly save his ass, if I'm being honest. He'll say that he broke up with her because he wanted to preserve her college experience, because important information. Katie and Sydney are a year ahead of us. And by us, I mean, like, everyone else I've mentioned in this story. Like, all my friends, Luke, Evan, like, all of us are a year behind them. They were seniors, we were juniors.
Oh, wow.
So, they graduated, we're still in high school. So Sydney is about to go off to college. Brandon still has his senior year ahead of him, and he wants to break up with Sydney for the reason he gives is that he wants her to be able to go enjoy her college life without having to worry about him. So go to frat parties, whoever, whatnot, without having to worry about him. And,
probably, and to be honest, probably was never really going to work out like that. We're going to do long distance. No, that doesn't work. I'm sorry. I've had friends in the military that apparently already have gotten divorced, is what I was told. And I was like, damn. I mean, I know that they had Dear John letters and stuff like that, but I was like, damn, that was quick.
Exactly, yeah.
But then again, time kind of goes fast whenever you're constantly worrying about not trying to, fail classes,
Oh, true. Yeah.
But it's not like I feel like I have any less time or anything like that. Just time goes by differently. How everyone's usually like, everyone's like, I have no time or anything like that. It's not necessarily I feel like I've got no time. Now, I might not have time to do things that I like, but it's not like I feel like everything's necessarily being sapped away from me all the time, It's just a little different.
Yeah, so that's the reason he gave. Now, really, what it was about is that, first off, I'm hanging out with him one day, and he's talking to me, like, he's showing me pictures about, like, this new girl that he, like, became friends with.
Yeah. That's what it was.
He became friends with, like, this new girl that's basically orchestra is a huge connection here, like, Sydney, Katie, Brandon, some part of that group, like, they're all in orchestra. And we have this, like, camp for orchestra during the summer.
Oh, like band camp.
So, kind of, yeah, but for orchestra. It's actually, like, I think it's fiddle camp is for fiddlers, which is, like, a orchestra group that isn't part of, like, chamber or whatever. But point stand, it's an orchestra camp. And he, like, kind of met this new girl who's, went to the camp with him, they became friends, whatever. They started snapping, and he's showing me these pictures, and at first he's telling me, like, bro, like, you should, like, add her and, like, hit her up and whatever. Basically trying, like, wingman me.
Right.
And he's like, because, like, bro, she's such a baddie, like, she's so, and, like, I look at the picture, I'm like, damn! Like, give you an idea, like, she had, she had glasses, messy bun, whatever, and, like, she fucking hot, let me just say. Like, she was a baddie, I can't blame him. Like,
well, I believe
she
you.
was, she was fucking out there. I'm like, God, and I'm talking to her. I'm like, and she had a boyfriend, sex and shit before, because like, you see someone like this, you're like, surely they've gotten around. And
Yeah.
he's like, nope, like, don't even think she's had a boyfriend or whatever. I'm like, what? There's no fucking way.
Yeah, right. This is a unicorn. They don't exist.
Yeah, no, so this is actually another completely different sect of drama that I can get into after this,
Damn, man, you got a lot of drama around you.
Oh, bro, I got 5 years worth, buddy.
Well, see, you know what's funny? By the time I graduated, everyone called me the neutral cool guy or whatnot. I didn't pick any fights with anybody. I didn't, insult anybody. I was just
that's
there
pretty much who I am.
Well, even people online are telling me this that don't even know me outside of the games, and it's like, okay, I never knew this. I mean, I was like, I don't try and start shit or anything like that. Not anything terribly. It's occasionally I'll be like, some of my other buddies that I know from high school, where it's like, yeah, Tyler, why the fuck can I not have any fun, man? You sitting there, making jokes about me. Why can't I make jokes about your ass? Stuff like that. Of course, it's all in good fun.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But yeah, so essentially, he's like talking to me about like how this girl's bad and like how he may hit her up or whatever. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, bro, I gotta be honest with you, like morally, like I'm questioning you right now because he's still dating Sydney.
Right.
It's like, bro, like, look, I'm not gonna rat you out or anything, but like,
I don't think
I gotta say, like, you're making mad moves right now. Like, you're getting close to that line. Like, you're like on the line right now. You haven't crossed it yet.
But you're thinking about getting that bad.
Yeah, it's your thought process right now that I would consider morally wrong. Like, I'm starting to lose a bit of respect for you. I don't think I told him that part, but like that's what I was thinking. Like,
yeah, I know exactly what you.
Like, and I hate it, right? Because he's my best friend, so like I hate losing any sort of like respect or anything I have for him. But like I can't approve of what he's saying and doing.
Yeah.
But for a large part, he was trying to get me to hook up with her, which I seriously was considering. If I didn't think she was way out of my fucking league, I would have. Which, like I said, get into that later. So, that happens, and like the big blow up, where the relationship ended, and they became fucking sworn enemies.
Sworn enemies.
Maybe not that far, but like
whenever you put it that way, then yeah, no, something really went down bad.
Honestly, it sounds stupid, but like it blew up so badly. Is that essentially like I think he told Katie that he was planning on breaking up with her and gave his reasons, and a large part of the thing. So I know earlier I said that he said it was to preserve her college experience.
That's
and
bullshit.
I just talked about how like he was, talking about this girl and whatever.
Yeah.
That is not the reason why they broke up, really.
Oh, the college experience shit? Yeah, no.
Another reason, well, no, the girl that I mentioned.
Yeah.
I'll just, for clarification's sake, her name's Cammy. Cammy is not the reason. Her full name's Cameron, but
it makes
Cammy.
you think of the Street Fighter character. I know that sounds really dumb, but still, it's like, oh, okay. Just make it simple. Make it simple, brain.
Yeah. So, Cammy's not the reason they broke up. In fact, he actually was the kind of feelings that he was kind of developing for her. The bigger reason is he actually gave a weird reason, which I would come to later find out what it meant. He said he actually wanted to preserve his college experience.
So he didn't want to have anything to do with his old girlfriend. In other words.
But it sounds weird, right? Because he's going into his senior year. He's not going to college.
Yeah, he's not going. Yeah.
So what do you mean preserve your college experience? That makes no sense. You're not in college.
Right.
Now, in first try, he would later, basically, he had friends that were seniors that graduated that are going to a university. He would go hang out with them and, like, drink.
Ah. So he wanted to meet other girls while...
So, basically, he's a senior, but like, he's going up to basically visit and hang out and party with his friends. So apparently that's what he meant by preserve his college experience.
Because he's basically already having the college experience minus the work.
Yeah. So he gives up, and basically he tells Katie that, right? Katie blows everything up by going and telling Sydney prematurely before he gets the chance to go and tell her. Which then... It basically started this huge fight and whatever, things ended, and then everything, like, he was pissed at Katie for telling Sydney, Sydney's pissed at him for the reasons, and then it's just this whole fucking thing. Pretty much ever since then, like, they've just, like, Katie and Brandon have fucking hit it for a while. Sydney did too. I think Brandon and Sydney are kind of chill now. I think they're alright. I don't know if they're, friends, so to say, but I'd say they're, like, kind of passive. They're
not going to kill each other anytime soon, is what you're saying.
Yeah. I know Katie, though, I'm pretty sure still hates Brandon.
That doesn't surprise me somehow.
And vice versa. I know Brandon still hates Katie.
I can't imagine why.
But, so Brandon, like, a couple months later, after the breakup, like, we're talking, like, almost at the end of, like, first try. So this is at least, like, 3 months after they've broken up. Brandon starts dating a new girl, right? Her name's Haley. And this kind of gets into a new sect of drama, but some parts of the old are still involved. So, starts dating her. Haley has best friend, like, and when I say best friend, I mean, like, sibling level close. Like, they're practically sisters, right? Like, borderline almost live together kind of, like, closeness.
Right.
Best friend named Sarah. Sarah is dating one of my best friends and one of Brandon's friends. I mean, Brandon kind of gets annoyed with him, but also, as far as anyone is concerned, is also one of his closer friends. His name's Drew. Drew, Brandon, and I, like, we've known each other since, like, 5th grade. It's actually, I met them through orchestra and talked to them for a while, and then, like, we became closer friends in, like,
so you were part of the orchestra, okay.
Grade. Used to be till, like, 7th grade, I dropped out of it.
Oh, okay, I see.
But, so, that's kind of the situation here. I'm best friends with Drew and Brandon. Brandon and Drew are relatively close friends. And Brandon's dating Haley, Drew's dating Sarah. Sarah and Haley are sister-level best friends. So, they're dating. Things are going fine. And I hear things pretty much just exclusively from Brandon's perspective. But Haley just starts to kind of get cold with him.
Cold, okay.
Kind of starts blowing things off.
Oh, I see.
Like, Brandon will, like, hit her up being like, hey, look, we haven't hung out in a while, like, can we hang out? And she's like, oh, yeah, and then, like, never makes plans to hang out, like, that kind of deal.
I see.
So, eventually, like, and then, I'm behind the scenes. I'm the middleman, like I talked about before. I'm not in the drama, I'm around the drama. So, 5th hour, which is our last hour of the day, we have 5 hours in the day, so 5th hour is AP Chem. Me, Sarah, and Drew all have it. So after class, we usually stay behind for a bit and talk with each other.
Right.
Haley doesn't have that class. She has a different class, but she'll come and join us, and then we'll typically go somewhere else. So
quick
one
question before you
day,
continue. Is there something wrong with your
yeah,
mic? Because I keep hearing your mic like popping and stuff like that. Is it like getting undone or something, or you got problems with your mic?
might be the case that I'm next to my air conditioner, so
Oh,
that
okay.
might be interfering
I
with
just want to
it.
make sure it
Is
wasn't
it?
a problem with your mic, but I mean, it's not. I can hear you. It's not too bad. It's not like one of my other people, Blitz or whatnot, where his headset it literally was like cutting out. Like you could not hear this man, and then turns out his
Mhm.
headset decided to snap in two, to where it was like hanging off the side of his face, you know, the earmuff or whatnot. And then all of a sudden, guess what? It magically started not cutting out anymore. But the damn thing was broke. You know, so I just want to make sure it wasn't anything like that, because it's like, if it's something like that, I sure hope you're not having to try and talk to me, you know, with your head
Yeah.
crooked to the side or something like that. Because the worst part was it was
Yeah.
his mic side that had broken off, so he's sitting there having to crook his head and trying to play games and talk to us.
Damn, bro.
Oh gosh. Anyway,
Yeah,
continue.
but nah, hopefully it's better now. But
Yeah, he got a new mic, so.
well, yeah, that and mine too. But, okay, so yeah, she starts getting cold with him, and then behind the scenes, like one day after 8 p.m., she comes in, they're talking, and they're kind of like, Sarah and Haley are kind of off to the side, like trying to be away from me and Drew, and then I kind of overhear and whatever. Basically, they know my status with Brandon. They know how that we're best friends, so um, they're kind of like, don't tell him, but like, I'm thinking about. Haley says I'm thinking about breaking up with him. And I'm like, well, fuck me. Now I'm in this middle ground. I can't tell Brandon for a couple
But,
reasons.
yeah.
A, it would be betraying, you know, because I'm friends, like, I'm best friends with Drew, and I'm kind
You're
of
picking
friends
a
with his
side. If you say anything, you're
girlfriend
picking a
and
side.
whatever. Yeah, I'm picking a side. So, it's like, I can't fucking say anything, because then I betray their trust.
Right.
And the bigger problem is that if I tell Brandon and turns out she doesn't go through with her plan, because she wasn't certain that she was going to break up. She said that she's thinking about it. So if I tell him and she decides not to,
he could end up doing
then
it anyway.
I've ruined their relationship because she knew that she was going to do it.
Hey, you know,
So
your situation there reminds me of that one meme of that guy, you know, pressing one of the buttons, like, give yourself, like, it'll have, like, the text below it, like, save or stop world hunger or give yourself $100, and the guy's sitting there sweating between which of the two choices he should, you know, pick, you know?
It's like, I literally, I'm going to lose these situations, so
Yeah,
I just decided
ruin
to go with
situation,
the,
you know, ruin relationship, or tell the truth to your friend. You're not
so
winning this one.
I go with don't say shit.
Don't say anything, because you can always say, well, I heard talking about it, but no one ever said anything specifically. You know, no one said, oh, yes, I'm going to do this or that. So that, you know, that, if anything, you could use that as a fallback.
Yeah. But, so, later down the line, they basically get on a call, and he just basically breaks up first. Kind of a mutual breakup. Like, they were both thinking about doing it. She just, like, couldn't go through with it. Like, he uses the term, like, she was kind of, like, she was too, like, scared or whatever to break up with him, so he basically just pulled the plug himself. But I feel it was what they both wanted to do. And at, like, the time they broke up, like, they haven't hung out or anything in, like, 3 weeks. They're dating, and they have not, like, hung out and done hardly anything in 3 weeks. So, initially, it seems like a nice mutual passive breakup, and they're like, yeah, you know, we can still be friends and whatever. Little backstory here. Little backstory here. They've been friends since he's moved to the neighborhood, so they've been friends for 10 years, a little decade. They've been close friends. By the way, little bit more of a backstory. They're neighbors.
Ooh.
And when I say neighbors, I mean like
Next door neighbors.
you turn down a road, right?
Oh, yeah.
And this road kind of goes uphill. There's a house at the very end of the road, but at the tip of the road.
Yeah.
That's Brandon's house. It's kind of like up. It's like I'm just like dune. It literally looks like the fucking White House. Honestly, it's like a scaled down White House. I always make fun of him because I like call him like okay, fucking rich boy,
Mr.
whatever.
President.
Yeah. Like, I always make fun of him for that shit. So basically, his driveway like curves up around to like his garage or whatever. You get to the bottom of his driveway. On the right side, there's one house, and then the next one is Haley's. So she is one house over from his. So every time he's at the bottom of his driveway, like her house is like right there, because at the end of the road is like this kind of circular area, and she's like in that circle, like right there. So it's like literally the bottom of his driveway is like right next to her driveway. Which, like, for obvious reasons, being X's and, like, right there, like, oh, boy. So, they break up, it was initially mutual, and then she's, like, super cold, leaving undelivered, like, not, like, talking to him anything, like, acting like she's trying to shut him out instead of like trying to be, friendly or whatever.
Yeah.
So basically, like Sarah, I don't think Sarah ever liked Brandon.
That's the girl who was living down the street from him?
No, so Sarah is the best friend of Haley.
Oh, okay.
Haley's the one who's neighbors.
I see.
Sarah lives in the same neighborhood, like a street or two over. Like it's probably like a minute drive from
not very far, right?
Their house or whatever. It's probably like a 2-3 minute walk. Like they're super. Like she's super close to that area. But her, geographical position is kind of relevant to this.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, basically, for reasons that are still kind of unknown and whatever, we have some theories. Both Haley and Sarah now hate Brandon. After the breakup, they just kind of started hating him completely.
Oh, good. So I guess friendship's not an option anymore.
We think a lot of it is because Sarah didn't like Brandon for, etc. reasons.
Didn't like him for what reasons?
I don't know, like miscellaneous reasons or whatever.
Oh, okay. Why the hell did she agree to date him in the first place?
Well, Sarah's not the one that dated Brandon. Haley dated.
Sorry, shit, I keep getting confused.
Yeah.
Oh, God, the names. Too many names to keep up with.
I know. So, Sarah, Haley's best friend, I felt like never really liked Brandon. Kind of always had it out for him, if you kind of get that feeling.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
So we feel like a lot of the reason why Haley started to go cold and kind of back away from Brandon and thinking about breaking up is a lot because of Sarah's influence. That's the theory. Now, there's some other things I will mention that I think may play a bit stronger into it, but...
Oh, shit. Sorry, yeah, I just got shot at by a skeleton in the game. Oh, no, shit, I'm just jumpy. Damn, I was not expecting this motherfucker to attack me. Damn. I'm playing Minecraft and I'm getting fucking scared because I'm trying to light up the caves while listening to a story, then all of a sudden I get shot and I'm like, I don't know what's fucking going on no more. I just like, you're lucky I didn't start screaming bloody murder.
Most annoying mob.
Well, see, here's the thing. I just witnessed an Enderman, and I was like, okay, I gotta avoid him, so I was focused on avoiding him. Then I get shot out of nowhere, and it's like, well, fuck. I don't know what I'm supposed to do anymore.
Yeah. But, so, basically, they start hating him, and where Katie and Sydney tie back into this, is that, basically, we thought it originated with Katie. Katie told me otherwise when we were having our, like, clear things up chat. She said that she heard this rumor and that she didn't really believe it herself, but when I hear from Brandon, it makes it sound like she was the origin of it. So, it could be Brandon misunderstood it or whatever, or it just sounded like it from his perspective and wasn't really.
Or
I don't know who's telling
lying.
the truth. I don't know who's telling the truth. Someone's most likely lying, but she said that she just heard it and then like related to like Sydney or something, but she heard a rumor that Brandon cheated on Haley with 4 people. 4 other girls that Brandon cheated. By the way, I know for a fact that that is false.
Wow, okay.
Like, that is 100% not true. I mean, Brandon might have done some things that I ain't too fucking proud of him for doing, but I know for a fact he did not go and cheat with 4 people.
At once, really? Wow, he must be a really good...
Not at once, but like, you know, just throughout the term of the relationship. They were together for like 2-3 months. Like, there's hardly enough time.
And for that not to have been uncovered beforehand, really?
Yeah, exactly. The only time I could even imagine
no offense, but I don't think your friend's smart enough to be able to pull it off, even with just one.
The only thing I think he could have even pulled off, possibly cheating on his girlfriend with 4 other people, is like when he went up to, you know, hang out with his friends at like this college. But I can promise you he was too busy getting drunk than he was to be able to effectively cheat on his girlfriend. Unless it was drunk and shit, in which case I don't think anyone would have found out about that because it's at a college, and who in that circle would have been telling? I know not his friends, so...
Yeah.
But the moral story, didn't fucking happen.
Right.
But that rumor, like, kind of spread a little bit, not like too far, but like, it's like, what the fuck, where did this come from? But eventually, I kind of got some reasons from Sarah, like, way down the line, and the reasons I got were 2 things. One, because, remember, Brandon, while he has no feelings for her, is still, like, really, like, close friends with Cammy from earlier.
Right.
So, they, like, hang out or whatever, and, like, they'd call and text and whatnot. And here's where I introduce one more character that should hopefully be the last kind of main character to introduce.
Character pack number 4.
So, if you recall earlier when I was telling my kind of drama, you know I said I was in that face call with the new girl I liked and the mutual friend?
Yeah.
That girl I liked was Emily. She's also Asian. Many people have told me, you have a type. And while I do not necessarily disagree with that statement, I'd say it's semi-inaccurate. But, so, I liked her, things didn't work out. That drama honestly kind of ended there. There's not too much more to it.
Oh, you're talking about the Emily person?
Yeah, like when I liked her, like I basically liked her for a couple months, and then eventually she, you know, found out didn't like me, and that was pretty much the end of it.
Oh well. Again, you tried.
So much you can do. Couple finer details there, but nothing too important. There's no real drama between us.
I suppose it's better that way, right?
Yeah, I mean, that was actually pretty chill. I mean, like, we weren't really that I wouldn't really have called us friends afterward, but like, we would chill with each other like there was no animosity.
Hmm.
Um, but anyways, I bring her up because like her and Brandon have like been close friends. Not like Ben, but like at least from like the beginning of this year, like they've like been pretty close friends. Like he's kind of one of the people that like he tells everything to, and that like goes to help with his drama.
Hmm.
So back around this time, like Brandon, Emily, and Cammy were kind of like this trio. So like what Brandon would do when he would like leave Haley's house is like basically go and call them or like play games with them. So what Brandon would do like when he left, because basically, like I said, Haley and Brandon had been friends for a decade. Like their families are friends, so out of like kind of respect for the family and whatever, he would leave at like 10 p.m. each day. Try not to overstay his welcome.
Right.
And he would typically tell Haley, okay, I'm gonna go leave and like hop on a call with like Emily and Cammy or whatever. And to Haley, that sounded like he was leaving because he would rather go hop on a call with Emily and Cammy.
Okay, I see where
you
the problem
see where the misconception comes in.
Yeah. And
Which,
if her friend didn't already like him, then that's just ammunition for her cause, you know.
Yeah, and exactly, there's that to feed into that. Be like, oh, you must be, like, must like them more or whatever. Maybe he likes Emily or what instead of you. Like, they're just fuel to the fire. Fuel to the fire.
Just throw that gasoline on there.
After that happens enough times, it does start to seem like that's why he's leaving. And then apparently there's a alleged time, like, while they were dating, where basically Cam is a tennis player, but like Brandon would go and like play tennis with her sometimes. So apparently they went to like a tennis court and they were playing together, and Haley, who also, by the way, Haley and Sarah are also tennis players. So apparently she was like driving by and like saw both of them there, and then later asked Brandon, so like, what were you doing earlier? Like, doesn't mention it, just wants to know, like, hey, were you doing anything earlier, or whatever? He's like, oh, nothing. Basically entrapping him into,
Well, I mean,
lying.
genuinely, I'd be dumb enough to probably give that same response where it's like, oh, I was just, well, I'd probably actually, say, nothing much, but I did this, not just, oh, I'm just going to leave it open-ended or something.
Yeah.
I try not to do that, but then there's sometimes where it's like, I fall asleep, and then it's like, I can't answer whenever I'm asleep,
So,
it's
basically, no, I get what you mean.
It's like I'm a dead person at that point, it's like, not responding, But
he says, like, I wasn't doing anything, so looks like, with that kind of lie, from her perspective, it looks like a lot more is going on.
Yeah.
So, but from his perspective, first off, he says that he doesn't remember that ever happening, like, never. And then, like, he even, like, asks, like, Cammy, like, hey, do you remember this, like, ever happening? And she's like, no.
Maybe this is a dream.
So,
now, one thing I will say, I have had a few dreams where, I know this is terribly sad, but I have spent a lot of money getting retro games, so much to the point that I only had like $20 left in my account towards the end of like this past semester. And anyway, I've been working to try and recover that, and I've built back better or whatever you want to call it. But what is it? But I did have a dream where I was like, oh my goodness, I've managed to get all that money back again or whatnot, and I woke up and I checked my account and I looked at it and I thought, oh shit, it's a fucking dream. No. And I was like, oh, you gotta be kidding me. Someone's trying to gaslight my ass. Someone in my dream world was trying to gaslight me.
Yeah, no, I've had shit like that too. It sucks.
And I was like, oh my goodness, I don't have to work so hard. I can, don't have to worry about this. And I was like, shit, nope, we're right back to square one. I was like, well,
honestly,
back to work it is. It's not to say I was ever going to quit, but I was like, oh
yeah,
gosh.
honestly, part of me feels like this happened before they started dating, because like beforehand, like there was like a while, like there was like a multiple week period where like they were like, in this weird kind of thing where like I would almost have assumed they were dating, but they weren't officially dating. They're pretty much like unofficially dating. So part of me feels like it happened in that time period.
And then she talked about it and got jealous about it?
I don't know. Like I said, I don't know the whole thing. And then Sarah basically told me, like, when she was telling me all this, like, and there's some other stuff, but I don't know if Haley wants me talking about it, so I'm not going to say anymore. Which I was like, yep, I respect that.
Right.
So, it's not my business.
Yeah.
So,
you just listen to what people are willing to tell you, and then after that, that's it.
Exactly. I don't push for more. So, yeah, apparently those are reasons behind that. They still hate him. I'm, like, good friends with, like, all of them now. I wouldn't say best, but, like, I'm close friends with Sarah because I'm best friends with Drew, so, like, naturally, we actually just all, like, went to an amusement park as a big group, like,
really?
Me, Drew, Haley, Sarah, and a few other friends, like, we all...
You remind me of my actual friend group that I kind of was... Well, I guess they're part of my friend group now, but initially there was one cunt in there that would that was basically gatekeeping me out of there. It's like, okay, wow. And then you know what happened? He turned out to reveal his asshole side or whatnot at the end of our senior year, and he ended up burning all of the bridges. And I sat there and I laughed. I laughed and I watched, and I was like, yeah, that's right, motherfucker. I knew you had fucking problems, and now here you are unveiling all of them. Because he was attacking people over their political stuff and things like that. Even people who were...
Wow.
Even the people who were on the same political spectrum on him were still telling him that he was going too far.
You're not extreme enough.
Yeah, and then also, yeah, exactly. And then also on the same note, the people who were supposed the ones that were the extreme ones on the opposing political side or whatnot, the guy's kind of a dumbass, to be honest, not going to lie, but he's a pretty good guy at heart. But he wasn't even he wasn't even being that vicious at all about any of the political stuff beforehand. I mean, it's like, there's no reason for it to happen, but he just decided to be an asshole, and it's like, well, burn.
Yeah. Well, the other thing you get pissed at politics, really?
I don't know, I mean... Do I get pissed at politics? I suppose so. I just want to be left alone. Whoever it is that just says, we're not going to, bleed you dry or anything of your money. We're just going to go ahead and do things. And I
understand getting pissed at politics, the politicians.
Right.
But, getting pissed at people for thinking a way or another.
Well, see, no. The reason why I get pissed at other people is whenever they start attacking my ass, whenever I didn't do anything, that's whenever I get pissed off. I'm like, all right, motherfucker, let's do this. Let's go and start,
It's the same thing with religion for me, right? I'm atheist. I don't give a fuck what you believe in. You can believe in the fucking Kool-Aid Man as your fucking god for all I give a fuck. That's your own prerogative.
Or something.
Same thing with politics. You can vote, side with whoever you fucking want, but as long as you don't attack me for what I do or don't believe in, or what I think and side with, as long as you keep your opinions to yourself.
Yeah.
I'll friendly debate things with you and have conversation with you about our opposing sides, but don't force, push, or get hostile with anything with me on that kind of shit. Like, That's my whole fucking philosophy
And I
behind
think
it.
that's how it should be, but apparently a lot of people don't seem to see it like that. It's like...
No, because people think that whatever they think is correct no matter what, and that everyone should think the way they do.
Yeah, right. I never said that my way of necessarily thinking was right, but it's the way of thinking that I know is my way. And I'm fine
Yeah,
with it.
yeah,
And
like, I know
whenever
that.
there are things that are new to me, then I look at them and it's like, well, if I feel comfortable with it, then I will take it. If I don't, then I don't take it. You know, as simple as that.
Mhm.
Like, I don't like communism. I'm looking at China and it's like, you know, I don't think those people are exactly free. And, you know, it's like, you know, I'm not liking that. You know, I don't like the fact of, okay, so everyone can do the greatest amount of work, but someone who's not doing hardly any work or supposedly tries, quote unquote, gets the same share that everyone else does. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. No, it doesn't.
Hmm.
And I know probably who would be getting it, and it wouldn't be people that would be needing it, really. But that's besides the point.
Yeah.
Oh
But
yeah, and I assume you also heard about this shit that happened over the weekend.
was with the Trump shit?
Yeah.
Did you get like shot with an airsoft gun?
What's an airsoft gun? I don't know. I thought it was an actual rifle.
Was it? I don't know. I have
I've been
heard
told it
the
was an
complete.
actual rifle, and that's what everyone's saying.
Like when
Someone suggested an airsoft gun, but everyone's saying it's a real actual rifle, which, yeah,
I
I
mean
believe it if it killed that guy.
that wait,
It killed someone.
he killed. Wait, so did Trump do?
No. Some
Okay.
guy who was attending the thing died because he got up or something.
Oh.
Somehow he got in the way of the fire and then ended up getting hit. Right to the head. And it's like, well, yeah, I don't think he's coming back from that.
Okay, never mind. Not airsoft gun. Well, because okay, I was in a party with like my friend
Hmm.
when like he saw like the news or whatever, and like he's looking at it and like it might
I
have
was
been
thinking it
like
was
right
I
around
thought,
the time it happened,
yeah.
and he is like, "What, Trump got shot or whatever?" I'm like, "What the fuck?" And so it's like I think that's when like reports were still coming in,
Yeah.
and it's like
Yeah.
all that was known at the time was that Trump was like seen like fleeing the stage bleeding, and initially he made it sound like he got like shot like real gun,
Yeah.
and then he was like, wait, apparently it was an airsoft gun, and people are saying that they killed a person, like the shooter, because he fired an airsoft gun.
No. No,
um
I'm pretty sure it was a real.
and
Because
that was that was
if
the
you
last
watch,
thing
you
I
hear pop
heard.
pop. You don't hear,
Yeah, pew pew, like
Yeah.
the pss, pss from
Yeah.
the fucking gas.
Yeah.
Of the,
No,
yeah,
you hear a
yeah.
distinct pop pop. There is no, an
I'm sure it
airsoft
was
gun.
an
That's
actual
funny.
gun. I'm sure it was just like slightly, at the time as reports were coming in that someone was like, "Oh, it might have just been an airsoft gun," but I'm
I
sure
think
it
not
was
anymore.
real gun. Pretty sure that's been dismissed. But
Yeah. I mean, if an airsoft gun could put someone down,
and
then
it killed
I guess they need.
someone. Mm-hmm.
If airsoft guns are really that dangerous, then I suppose I need to start investing in a lot of airsoft since they're cheaper than actual
Bro,
guns.
I got one right fucking next to me. If this thing's deadly, then I could go fucking take
Yeah,
out the
right.
thing.
Forget about buying bullets. Let me get that airsoft shit, man.
Yeah, no, I got fucking 10,000 pellets. You telling me that each one of those is a body I could have?
Yeah, right. Yeah. Have you played the Metro games? Because there's certain bullets or whatnot that are highly treasured in there, and I remember listening because I was playing the game or whatnot. And one of the NPCs was saying, one bullet's worth, is equal to one human life or whatnot. That's what people are using this for currency now. Because he's like a former
Mm.
soldier that had survived the apocalypse or whatnot. Because in that game you're playing post-apocalyptic Russia,
Yeah.
and I was like, damn. Well, and then now we're talking about this like. If airsoft, if airsoft pellets are like that, then I guess that's how it
Bro,
is. Every airsoft
I'm
pellet equals one
rich.
life. Oh god.
God.
One airsoft pellet is the worth of a human life.
But yeah, that's as of right now, that's pretty much it for like Brandon's side of
Hmm.
drama. But basically, so
So wait,
the
who
other
all?
kind of
Let me ask, who
go
all
ahead.
of the people that we played with online do you actually know in like real life?
Um, between like people that you would have probably played with as well, I think
Yeah,
literally no one.
no one really.
I think they're all like from uh you live in the States, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I'm in
I'm
the
from
south.
Michigan. They're all from Arizona.
Yeah, right, right.
So like yeah, and shit. Razor or Brian, he lives like in Hawaii now.
Oh yeah, that's right. He said he was going to Hawaii whenever we were still talking. I can't remember whether or not he moved while we were still
Mm,
talking, or if he'd already moved by the time before we stopped talking altogether. All of us
yeah,
gathering up and everything like that. I can't remember whether or not that was the case, but I do remember him saying that he was going to Hawaii, or maybe he did move to Hawaii. I can't quite remember. Do you remember?
yeah.
Was
I'm
that while we
sure.
were still all talking, or was that like
I think
did
it
he
was
say
around
something
that
about it and then
time.
he
Yeah.
did it actually ended up did moving, but that was like after a long
No,
time
like,
after.
cause he still lived with like his parents were, so like they knew that they were moving down there. So,
Okay, yeah.
yeah, they ended up moving down there. But yeah, no one. One of my friends actually, like, there was like this crazy coincidence. Like, one day I saw like one of my friends who I actually knew, like, from my school,
Hmm.
like, and his name on PlayStation, like, was like Vivlo or whatever. And I'm
Hmm.
like, oh, that's interesting. At the time, I had no idea that like my online friend group, like Hafir and all them, were doing that thing with their real names. So I was like, oh, that's strange. And then one day, literally like months later, I'm like talking to them, and they're like, "Oh, do you want to like join us in doing this? And like, we'll give you your profile picture, and you'll be like Vivlo like 6 or 7 or whatever."
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Oh my fucking god, that's wait, you guys know him? Wait, what? Where the fuck did this connection come from?" Like, I was fucking mind boggled. I still don't remember to this day how he like interacted with him, but yeah, so apparently one of like my old friends that goes to my school
Hmm.
in my grade somehow also interacted with this
Was
friend group and became a part of it.
but I
Like
didn't meet him. I
without
guess was that
me.
after I was
Like
gone?
his name is Elijah.
No, I do remember. No, I remember hearing that name because you mentioned it a few times, and I think I remember that person. But it seems to me like that was Dean McNugget. Maybe I'm getting him confused. Oh
No,
fuck.
I don't think so. I can't remember for the life of me what his name was. Oh, it was like H, like G, something like, oh, fuck.
H. Oh, you're talking about Dean McNugget?
No, Elijah,
Oh.
his username was like, I want to say it was like 3, like, uppercase letters, and then, like, that honestly might have been it.
Seems to me like, yeah, I
It
remember
was,
someone with the three-letter name or something like that, but I can't remember.
it was either like 3 uppercase letters and then a little something after it, or it was literally like just those 3 uppercase letters. I'm
Seems to me like it
leaning
was
towards
those
the
three
latter.
uppercase letters, and then so I had some stuff after it, like a sequence of numbers and maybe a few other letters or something.
Maybe. But yeah, so like, bro, my mind like was fucking blown. I still don't remember to this day how the fuck he got involved with that group because it wasn't through me, which
Pure
was the
chance.
craziest
Pure
part.
chance.
Like, I'm sure there was some connection through me that he somehow discovered it, but like, it was a weird ass fucking connection.
Yeah.
That like still was crazy.
Not
like,
one that was
odd.
intended, but happened on its own.
But anyways, the one last kind of piece of drama that I have that is on my side is Cammy.
Cammy, okay.
So, you know how I mentioned how, like, he was like, Brandon during the summer before our senior year was like, oh, you should